morning, guys. Miranda with Teambrandos Design. Okay, so today I'm gonna show you guys how I make my flag cups. It's the best way to say it, my flag cups. I've done the Texas flag, the American flag, and the Rebel flag, Confederate flag, whatever you want to call it, all upon customer requests. I did a live tutorial in one of my Tumblr groups that's on Facebook that I'm a part of this last week, and everyone was really excited about it, and it seemed to have been a hit, so that was pretty cool. Sorry I haven't posted in a while. I have been crazy busy with sick kids. The flu has been around my house time and time again. But the good part of all of it came to the end, and I got myself a new car. My car fell apart a couple weeks ago, and I was all down and depressed, and now I was able to buy myself a new car. I worked and busted my ass to build my credit back up, and to build my business name up enough to actually be a source of income, and it officially was, which was really cool. So I bought a new vehicle. I got a Chevy Equinox. Yay! I love it. If you guys live in the area, in the Spring, Houston area, go to Spring Branch Honda and ask for Ray. He's awesome, and he worked miracles for me. So anyways, that's a little update on how we're doing over on this side. Okay, so to do the distressed flag cup, start off with a white cup. Okay, so paint your cup white, spray paint it, and put a layer of epoxy over it. Okay, that's gonna be your first step. Spray paint it white, do a couple coats on there. If it runs a little bit and you have to sand it down, it's no big deal, because most of the white's gonna be covered anyways. Put a layer of epoxy over it, let it fully cure. Okay, big thing there, let it fully cure for the like 18-24 hours or whatever, because if you go to put the vinyl on it and you use the normal adhesive vinyl, when you go to pull the vinyl off, it can pull off the epoxy if you didn't put enough on there, or if you didn't let it sit long enough. I'm gonna post with this 3 files that I have right now. I've got my American flag distress, or the grungy American flag stencil. I also have my Confederate flag stencil and my Texas flag stencil. I've done SVGs for all of those, and I will put them on this in the description of this post. Okay, they're all measured for 30-ounce Hog cups, Hog brand, or the closest next thing would be the Yeti brand. But you can, you know, make it longer, shorter, wider, taller, whatever you need to do to match it to whatever cup size you're using. And if you need help with that, just let me know. I'm always happy to help. Y'all know that. So I've got my white cup with a layer of epoxy on it, and I have put my stencil on it. Okay, this is the stencil. All the blue you're seeing is actually where the white will be after we paint it. Okay, because we're gonna paint the red and we're gonna paint the blue, and then we're gonna peel off all of the stencil, the vinyl. It's being used as our stencil, so it's all coming off in the end. So everything underneath the vinyl that you see is all white, and that's what we want it to look like. We want it to be the white. Okay, so I've got my stencil on. It doesn't matter if it's all messy or crazy or not exact to the T like mine, no big deal, because the whole point is for it to be, you know, distressed and grungy and stuff like that. I did one of these at Christmas time, which I absolutely loved it, and I put the rattlesnake on it that says "Don't tread on me." It was for a really awesome customer of mine that her daughter's in the Air Force, and that was a big thing for her, Christmas present, so that was cool. Which is kind of where I started doing these cups and the layering and that kind of thing. So I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna set you guys up on the chair, and I'm gonna put this on in my little paint stand. Okay, I hope you guys can all see this. Okay, let me grab my colors really quick. Hold on one sec. Alright guys, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Alright y'all, I hope you can see all this. So what I have here is I've got Satin Ink Blue by Rust-Oleum. Okay. I have Satin Apple Red by Rust-Oleum. Usually I use the Satin Banner Red for like the Confederate cup and the Texas flag cup, but I want to use a brighter colored red for this one. And then I also have red metallic and blue metallic paint, just to spritz over the top of it. Nothing that you have to do, okay? So we're gonna start off with the blue, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna spray it from here, and we're just gonna slowly spritz, okay? Spritz. Real short little strokes, okay? And you can see I'm far away from it. And I have a Lazy Susan down here. That's what that is. So it helps me turn it. And if you can see how far away I am, I'm like almost 18 inches away from the cup because I don't want to get it too close. Always spritz your paint away from the cup before you do it, because sometimes it gets clumpy up in there and you don't want that to come out on your cup. Now, the red over the blue is okay. Down here, you see how the blue's coming over the red? That's okay because the blue is easy to, or the red's easier to cover up than the blue is. I'm just doing short, spritzing strokes. Short spritzing strokes, okay? And I want to add a little bit of shimmer, which is why I'm going to use the red metallic. It's just Rust-Oleum metallic red. Okay? Nothing too fancy, guys. That's it. That's all it is. That's all it takes for the painting. We're gonna let this sit for about 45 minutes, and then I'm gonna stick it in the oven. Yes, I do bake it in the oven because my oven doesn't go up really high. It's broken, and so I can't cook in that in the inside of my oven. So yes, I bake it in there at 220 for 20 minutes, and that'll set the acrylic paint or the spray paint on the cup. It'll help it to cure quicker, and then once it dries completely, so I let it sit by itself in the air for about 30 to 45 minutes, and then I go put it in the oven at 220 for 20 minutes. You don't have to do that, but if you're not going to, then I suggest waiting at least 12 hours before you take the vinyl off of it, like the stencil part off, because if it's not really, really hard and really, really set, then when you pull that vinyl stencil up, it's going to peel the paint up with it, and then you've messed it up. And so I prefer, when I go to pick the vinyl off, I prefer it to be almost crusty look, like crusty feeling. That's when I know that the paint around it is not going to peel with my stencil. Okay, so that's where we're at. I'm gonna let this sit, and I will come back for the next step. All we're gonna do next is put a coat of epoxy on it. Once it dries, we're gonna take the vinyl stencil off, coat it with epoxy. Okay, that's your next step. Once we've done that, once I've done mine, which will be probably a good 6 hours, I'll come back, and then we'll go ahead and start with the next step, which will be the distressing part, okay? Thanks, guys. Bye. Hey, guys. We're back. Okay, so now I'm going to take off the stencil. I wasn't going to make this a part of the video, but I'm going to go ahead and do it because I forget how many people actually ask me how to do this. So I want to make sure everyone knows. And that way, y'all aren't having to message me, and I'm not having to answer the same question 25 times, even though I don't mind. But this way, it'll make it easier. So, to peel the stencil off, you can see where your stencil is on it, right? So, I just take my silhouette hook, and I find the end of it, and I stick my silhouette hook in the end, okay, right here, and I peel it up just at the end, right there. Okay, now it's dry, my cup's dry, so, you know, I'm not having to worry about messing that up. So I'm just peeling it off very, very carefully. You don't want to peel it too quickly because you never know if it got too much paint on it or something, and it could peel with the paint, and you don't want to do that. So just peel it nice and slow and even, kind of how you would sand against the, you know, with the grain or against the grain. Well, we're going to go with the flow of it. Just very, very nice and slowly and carefully. Okay. See? Just real slowly. Did not want to take the rest of that off my hand. And I just get the ends of everything and get them pulled up As you can see right there, like I just pull up the ends of all the pieces, and then that way I can just go back through and use my hand or my fingers and just pull them off. I'm just going on the edges of the stars with my little hook. Okay. Just on the tip right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Just right here on the tips of the stars. I'm just pulling the end up right there. Okay? And then that way I can go back and I can just go like this. And peel the rest with my hand, or with my fingers. Probably be easier if I take these gloves off. Okay. So, I'm just peeling these pieces up right here. Okay. So that's how you peel it. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this, and I'm gonna put a layer of Mod Podge over it, let it sit, cure, all that stuff, and then we will come back to it. Make sure it's fully cured and dry. It takes mine about 6 hours to do to cure, because I have it rotating nonstop under a heat lamp, or it's like 1,000 watt heat lamp, and I've got 2 space heaters in here, one facing the cups, so it makes mine cure a lot quicker. But that's gonna be it for right now, and then we will come back after it's got a layer of Mod Podge on it, or I mean a layer of epoxy. Thanks.
Hey guys, all right, we're back after all day letting this cure. I got my coat of epoxy on. You guys all should have taken off your stencil, and you should have something that looks somewhat like this. It doesn't need to look the same. Everyone is different, and that's the awesome part about this type of technique, is that no one cup will ever be like another one, if that makes sense. Anyways, so I've got my light coat of epoxy on here, and I let it dry and get really good and hard. And if any of you guys watched the Rebel Flag cup or the Texas Flag cup, we did a black distressing, but this time I'm going to do more of a brown and tan color. So for that, I have the dark brown camouflage color by Rust-Oleum. I don't know the actual name of it. It doesn't have an actual name. It's just got a dark brown lid. Oh, it's called Earth Brown. It says it right there on the SKU. So I've got Earth Brown, and then I have painted barnwood wax finish, and I have brushed bronze, brushed metal. You can get all of these at Joann's or Hobby Lobby. I got this at Walmart. That at Walmart, and got the alcohol inks and the paint all at Joann's, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, whatever. So I'm also going to use the Gold Mixative by Ranger, as well as the Onyx Patina, the Latte, and the Caramel from Ranger alcohol inks. Okay, so that is what you're gonna need for this step. Along with, you're gonna need a stencil brush, rounded at the end, and then you're also gonna need a bristly brush like that, okay? As well as a paper plate, and I don't have a paper plate. Hold on one second. Paper plate. You need a paper plate. You're also going to need 100% acetone nail polish remover and a rag that you can throw away. So let's go back over that again. Earth Brown by Rust-Oleum, the Camouflage Collection. Barnwood Wax Painted Finish. That's a Folk Art brand. This is also Folk Art Brushed Metal, Brushed Bronze. Ranger Alcohol Inks, Latte and Caramel, along with the Gold Mixative by Ranger, and also the Onyx Patina by Ranger. Okay? And then of course, acetone, rag, stencil brush, and bristle brush. I don't know what those are called. And a paper plate. Okay? So first what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to just kind of spritz some small areas. Nothing extravagant. First I'm gonna make sure it's really good and shaped up. Okay. I'm just gonna spritz a couple areas. Don't get freaked out if you feel like you got too much. That's what this next step's gonna be for. Okay. So next, we're gonna take our rag and get some acetone on there. And we're going to just brush it. I want mine to go long ways this time. Okay. So I'm just kind of making lines long ways. In whatever effect you want it to look like, okay? This is where everyone is different. Everyone's cup will be different because mine's just random and it's all going one way. I did my rebel flag up and down. This one I'm doing side to side. And this is just with acetone. Okay. So you can see, it's just got brown on it. Okay. Nothing spectacular, but it does look spectacular when it's done. Oh, sorry. All right, next, we're gonna pour a little bit of the bronze, the brushed bronze on our plate, along with the barnwood wax. We're gonna lay it right next to it. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to take our bristle brush, and I'm just going to start going like that together. Okay? I just want it to be kind of mixed together. I'm going to add a little bit more bronze. Sorry guys, I'm using my new iPad for the first time, so I'm trying to get used to where the camera is. Okay? Like that. And then we're just going to take it and we're just going to run lines around it. Okay. Just like that. Right, now I don't want a lot of paint over my stars. Just a preference. So I'm gonna go back and get a little bit of my acetone, and I'm gonna go over those stars with my acetone because I want my stars to show through very, very boldly. Okay. Alright, next we're going to throw in our little mix over here. Some gold, some caramel, and some latte all together in one spot, okay? Show you guys real quick. You see the colors right there? They're all mixing together like that. That's how I want it with our stencil brush. And I'm just gonna dab it. Okay? Just dab. And I'm just gonna scrape some lines across it. Dab really good. Scrape. Then it's just got little bits of gold that just kind of pop through. Alright. And see it kind of start to glisten a little bit with the gold, just in random spots. And then I'm going to take my black, or my onyx patina paint, and I'm going to put some of that on my plate as well. And I'm just going to do a few lines with it. Not many. I don't want the whole bunch. So after I've dabbed it in the onyx, I'm going to dab it around even more. That's okay, I'll be done in like 5 minutes. Sorry, my husband came in. Just in a few little spots, that's all I want. Okay. You can see just random areas. Just like that. And then last but not least, I'm going to take a small little area of my rag with some acetone and I'm going to brush it up and down now. Okay? Just quick strokes. I don't think I got much acetone on there. But just quick strokes up and down. Because my first acetone I went side to side, so this time I'm gonna go up and down. So it really gives it a realistic look and not staged. Okay. So there we go. We have our American flag that's all distressed in random areas, so it doesn't look super duper staged, and I like it that way, and I hope you guys do too. I'm thinking I'm gonna put a bald eagle on this one, on this side, that kind of coming out right here. That's what I'm thinking I'm gonna do with this one. Let's put a nice big bald eagle on it, with really big beautiful wings. So that is my plan, and I hope that you guys have fun making this, and I hope that you guys make lots of cups from here on out. This technique is the exact same technique that I use for my Rebel flag and for my Texas flag. I do add the rusting on the other two, but I will be posting that one very soon as well, because I do use different colors on those. But yeah, so that's about it. If you guys have any questions, you know that you're more than welcome to ask, and you can comment or you can send me a message on Facebook. Don't forget to subscribe to Teambrandos Design YouTube channel, and find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Teambrandos, or on our website at teambrandosdesign.com. You can also find us on Instagram and Twitter. Just look up Teambrandos, we're there. And I hope to see lots of cups coming from you guys soon. I love seeing what you guys do with these tutorials. It just amazes me. I'm really excited for everybody. So have fun, and I will see you guys again soon, okay? Good night.